Good day, and today you'll be learning how to do the M1A1 bolt modification alternative way without cutting a hole in your gearbox. First off, you're able to move the bolts the regular way. And after the modification, this version of the modification does not require any piston or gearbox shell modification. However, this version requires a bolt plate and spring guide modification. The advantages for doing this are that you get a bit more realism, it's a bit louder, and you have a bit more recoil. The disadvantages are that you may have to do regular maintenance depending on what materials you use for the mod. You might have to open your gearbox, but it is recommended, and you may wear down the bolt spring, and the paint around the bolt. Start off by disassembling the gun. I will do this briefly and show you. First, remove these two screws in the stock. After the stock is removed, disconnect these two connectors. Then press this button and remove the upper receiver. There are two screws under the two selector switches. Get your little wrench and just unscrew it. Once it is loose, you are then to pull it out. Do not unscrew it completely or you'll have a hard time putting it back on. Do this with both of them. After both are removed, get your Phillips screwdriver and unscrew the two screws on top of both of them. Once you are done, pull them out. Next off, remove the grip. Get your flathead screwdriver and unscrew the screw at the bottom of the grip. Once you are done, remove the grip and you will see the motor and the motor cage and the wires. After you have done that, remove the two screws at the motor. Take off the motor and the motor cage and the wires at the bottom of the motor. After that, remove the gearbox from the lower receiver. Remove the trigger assembly by removing the two screws. After that, you are to release spring tension. Pull the gear back a little, and then get a little wrench or some form of stick and poke the anti-reversal latch. After that, you are to open the gearbox. Do not forget to remove the plate up top. Now you're in the gearbox. Next, get your hanger. Cut your hanger. And prepare to use it for the next step. Next, you need to poke a hole through the spring guide. Your spring guide should have something blocking the rod from moving in and out. You may have to use other tools, sharp screwdrivers, drills, or anything else you can get your hands on. You are done when the rod moves freely in and out of the spring guide. Reassemble your gun and take your rod and put it through. Push the rod all the way in and get your Sharpie and mark the rod. Next up, bend the curve that you see here from the little Sharpie mark. I use pliers. Next up, you may need to drill or poke a hole through the bolt plate. Then you must take a little string, it could be fishing line or some other form of string, and put it through. Next, take the little string and tie it on the little rod. Make sure you have plenty of the string, as this step is accomplished by doing it by trial and error. Next, get your whole gun and put the rod through the spring guide. Then, make sure that the bolt plate is against the front part of the receiver. The string should be pulled out. If not, adjust it. After all is done, put your bolt back on the upper receiver. Then put your upper receiver back on. Make sure the little rod is facing down and is not up or over or upside down or whatever. Well, you know. Anyways, put the upper receiver back on and test it out. If somehow it did not work, remove it and do it all over again. If for some reason it does not shoot and sounds like it's stuck, remove your pistol grip and then remove your motor cage and then release the spring tension. Then you are free to remove the upper receiver. And there you have it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Dragon M on Airsoft Barracks.